Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
Forward. Finally.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true.
Spaceship.
Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay. Ah!
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Xion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Yeah. More talk? More talkies? No, I'll save after all the talking.
What's this thing?
Oh my god, grape gel.
Can't wait for a
There's
lot of
something
eating.
I just don't get.
We're gonna ruin.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right?
They just keep fucking
In which
talking.
case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes.
What you
Though
call?
admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Yeah, but like, what if we do talk about things?
What if we do talk about things even more?
Also, it's been like 40 minutes of talking.
It's the exposition part of the game, I see.
I mean, we're in a whole new area. We're in a whole new planet. We went to
Stuck on a different
space.
planet.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord,
Oh,
you
that
still...
lady.
Kill?
Yeah.
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Yeah, we know his story for the most part. He was defending himself during a battle between him and his friend of a quartet or whatever, playing violins and junk. And he killed the other person in defense because that other person wouldn't freaking stop attacking him. But that woman loved that friend and was like, "You killed him. I'll never forgive you." And it's like, it was really dumb and stupid, and you're really dumb and stupid.
Yeah. Pretty much.
The only way I can see that as being Dohalim killed the man with intentions to kill him was if Dohalim challenged him to that bout that they had years ago. If they didn't, then it's not his friggin' fault. If he did, then yes, he had planned to murder the man.
Even then, in the flashback, he's trying to figure out why he's still attacking him. And he actually did defend himself regardless.
He's like screaming, "Don't do this," and stuff like that. We, as an audience, are led to believe that he did it out of defense. We'll most likely learn the absolute truth of this scenario soon, but for all intents and purposes, currently, Dohalim is not in the wrong here. So it's frustrating that he's like this.
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan.
Meanwhile,
He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
Any treasure?
Treasure!
Nothing.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Oh, the money. I gotta buy everything.
You're dying. The One Piece is real.
No. I gotta equip that piece of gear.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Yeah. Some it's better, some it's worse.
Gladius Room.
Oh, that looks nice.
Oh, the money! What the hell?
That.
A famous
Wait.
cannon.
Belonged to a man thought to be immortal? I see the video game. Whoa. Ooh.
I ain't got no damn money.
Do we have max on some items maybe we could sell? Some material? There's some 84s.
Wait, the ranch.
Have you guys checked your...
The ranch.
equipment lately?
Hamburger. Jesus.
Oh wait, it already does sashimi.
Yeah.
Bouillabaisse. I don't know how to say that word. 16 minutes since your last scene. 16 minutes worth of talking.
Oh, horrible. More defense. Elemental defense, attack plus 30, attack plus 20. Oh my god. Huh. Defeat all the lights that emerged from the wedge.
Oh.
Time to be level 5 billion.
I mean, we'll probably be there at the end of this game, right?
Yeah.
And then we could put points into that when you don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Woo!
Finally. Kill time?
Damn it. Lenniget's soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
We're talking. Oh man, it's not talking.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menentia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not,
If they want to fight, they got one. It's almost too strong. Split it open. Be my guest. I'll burn it all. Flaming pillar, fire! My turn. Here goes. Do it. Kisara, commander of heaven. Phoenix Cyclops.
Now! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Those soldiers seem
Oh.
different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegus hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegus before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Had the glazed over eyes. How'd they see? Yeah, right.
Dog tag. More money. Alvin said he could see just fine with his full mask on, so.
It doesn't mean that they can actually see their his eyes.
True. I don't know, maybe Alvin just knows how to look.
I'm gonna unlock Celestial Hammer for you.
Sure.
And then maybe Cyclone.
Oh, that one. That's what I've been using.
Mystic card that
okay.
sends warriors and lie on the ground. Does that mean like it's a mystic art, so I imagine it's something that you have to build up your combo for.
Is it a mystic card?
It said that it was. Oh, it's aerial attack actually.
It's an aerial art. Yeah, the second one.
Razor Cyclone? Or...
Cyclone. Yeah.
We have 37 fucking gold.
What is that? Whoa. It's another mantis type thing. Fun. Are you ready for fun?
I'm ready for
Ooh.
money.
We'll put this back. Right there. This is fire. It's already water. That's water. So let's go back to home again. That's wind. That's lightning. That's the special thing that I can't spread and crossblade. If I was able to do or whatever. Maybe I'll keep that considering. Sure.
Darkness type.
Oh, so don't.
No further. Skill reflexes will not serve you well here.
What the fuck is that? Oh no.
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Here, let me help.
You're mine.
What's going on?
That's a cool spell. what did you learn?
Celestial hammer. But I did learn something else, it seems.
Yeah, so I'm asking, what did you learn? It was an aerial? I think it was aerial. Electric discharge. That's cool. You finally have more aerial moves. The close range one, that's pretty cool.
Ah! You hit it out of my circle.
Yep.
Your hand, it makes me mad.
Sorry, Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get my combo.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Hey, Dark Mains.
Oh dear.
We need a Dark Mains. Yeah.
Yay.
Now he's even stronger.
Oh,
No target. It's also weak to light.
Light?
Light, yeah, he's darkness type.
Oh, so sorry.
I assume he is weak to light.
We have one actual light
Photon.
thing, I believe. Yeah, a photon, there it is. Or,
At the top. The very first skill, maybe?
it has the same icon as this one. Lightning orb.
Oh,
that's
then I guess you could do.
I'll do this one for spacing.
You can also test it out and see if it is the weakness. Yep.
Yeah. Wow!
What? My screen.
Tommy! No, you're still disconnecting.
Huh? Oh.
My controller, not your controller.
Yeah, I saw. This thing has so much goddamn health. Oh my god.
Oh. I love their little side arms.
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix
Oh!
I need to
Yay.
be stronger.
That's a lot of goddamn enemies.
I can't let the hatred consume me.
Take this!
No, my combo.
Razunies.
Boom. Boom. That move is really cool. That's a lot of items.
Well, look who's in a bright,
lot of
shiny mood.
Oh, show the cakey. Oh, good. Punchy boy.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'm trying my best.
Oh, that's already done. Okay.
Consider yourself finished. Take this. Rising Wyvern. I'm ready. Look sharp.
Now that you have that spell, it makes things so much easier.
Mm.
To build up the bar, the boost, it's so much easier.
Commander of Heaven.
It's just
Like, with the camera zoomed out, you just...
Small, but a victory
Friggin'
nonetheless.
that is just very far away.
Yet to go.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone
Another
making them
one.
stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'm there. You.
We'll heal him and then we're gonna swap him out. What?
Time to let it rip. Here I come. My turn. Rising Wyvern. Dragon Swarm.
Oh, it was mid-cast.
Rising Wyvern. Strike. Soaring Light. I'll burn it all. Flaming Pillar. Fire.
Here goes. This helps one more.
Here I come. Take Severing Wind. Rising. Try harder. My
If it's
turn.
in the sky, it's
Still
in
casting?
I'm not done.
Oh my fucking lord, dude. This shit is so
That could easily be fatal.
stupid.
I'm here to stop.
Soaring Light Spear.
Not fucking doing anything. Piece of shit. Swap characters. Thank you.
Okay.
So tired of the fucking AI being like, nah, we won't do it. You'll queue up our fucking inputs for our attacks, but you won't queue up the fucking the input for actually swapping characters? Well, that makes sense.
Take this. Try hard. My turn. Rising Wyvern. Strike. Take. Soaring Light Spear. Lunar Rondo. Rising Falcon. Inferno Punch. I'll burn it all.
Such a cool move.
Flaming Pillar. Fire. You're mine. Rising Wyvern. Try harder. Not a chance. Escape. Rising Wyvern. Hurricane.
Not bad.
You picked the wrong fuck. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Yeah.
My eyes!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Doggy.
Gotta break through.
That's a horrible doggy.
Can't get out of this.
Finish without a trace. Ready to go.
Time to let it rip. Try harder. Dragon Swarm. There. Dragon
top of each other. That's gonna be good AoE.
Flaming pillar! Fire! My turn! No chance!
Ah, damn it.
Alright.
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a chance!
Oh, it's been a while since you did that move.
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Nice.
Double ore. Triple ore.
Got varying qualities too, which is good. Discovering the new items, basically.
Gun.
Coming through.
Engaging! No further!
I got both of them.
I'm going in! Dragon Swarm! Burn! Roll him down! Dragon Swarm! Vacuum Blade! Launching loading!
What is happening?
Wait. I don't know.
Of course, it almost gets fucking knocked. It's one-shotted, and it fucking something hits me. Oh my god, fuck off, dude. It's so annoying. I can't fucking move. It's annoying, man. He's a fucking shit. Fuck you.
Whoa. You're welcome.
Blow them away! Now!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! My turn!
You like nothing but play the fucking game. Stupid ass enemies.
Blow them away!
With this, I can become even stronger.
Oh.
Hi, Hoodle!
Sorry.
I love getting hit by an enemy and I'm instantly on the fucking floor in a frame.
Here's a healing arc!
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire! My turn! No further!
Didn't hit. Oh,
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Long flight!
Carve through!
The enemy wields arms too.
We'll soon see about that!
Not today!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Celestial! Flame of fury! Where are you going?
I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Nice. Okay.
Vacuum blade! Rising the flame inside me! Yours to be
Astral energy!
Say no more! My turn! I have no limits! Dragon Swarm! This is looking good! My turn! I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Ooh, double kill. Very nice.
A hard-won victory.
Oh. Money. Ah. We're not done, are we?
I would hope not. Good. Wonderful.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
My eyes.
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Oh.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to. She looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a
That's
conversation we
hallucination.
had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
I have to
Stay
be
sharp.
happy.
After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Master. People talking. BRB.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm good to go.
What could we be fighting here?
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Where's your neck, bro? What the frick?
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes.
All right.
What?
Tormented lands.
Need to do light to it. Ah.
I've never known Faria to control Zugos like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Sugals. Then we get some answers.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
Ignite! Take it! Strike!
Glacial Field, here's evil!
Leading pile driver. Sonic Fire.
I'm not done!
Where are you facing?
Void Flash! Strike!
Take it! Go!
Void Flash!
I'll thank you.
Mega Ray!
Charge like that could easily
Wow.
fail.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Rising Wyvern!
Let the margin of it!
I have no limits!
I'll heal you all!
Take this! Strike!
Healing circle!
Vacuum blade!
Radiant blade! Here!
I'll burn it all!
Wow.
Suddenly.
Flaming pillar! Fire!
From beyond, imbue this space with
No escape! It's on!
Yeah.
Can't lose!
You're mine!
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Void
Flash!
Lunar Blast!
time to carve through armor.
Back into the fray!
I'm not
Mega
done!
Ray! Annihilate! Mega Ray!
I'm not done!
Celestial Runner! Then that guy is mine! Celestial Runner!
Another incantation ruined.
Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
Reload! Here goes! Into the shadows! Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! You're mine!
On the ground.
Lightning Orb!
Hitting pile driver. Sonic spear.
Celestial Runner! Annihilation!
Void Flash!
Anything in armor is all mine. Eagle ray.
Mega Ray!
Rising Falcon!
That move!
Here comes the big one!
Oh, he's spinning.
He's Beyblading.
You! Stay away from my friends! Strike! Soaring Light Spear!
From beyond.
Try harder! You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Strike!
Then,
Arcane Thrust!
where's she win?
I can't lose!
You're mine! Strike!
My apple gel.
Wait, why did he do that when we have CP stuff?
Ah. I think it's quick.
Take this! Severing Wind!
And that was potent.
Void Flash!
Glacial Spear!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
I like this one.
Yeah, me too. I said it before. It was really good.
In a bind.
Ooh!
Boy, will you stop eating the apple gel? Ow.
I'll bring it. I didn't think you had it in you.
Focus. There'll be time to congratulate me later.
Nothing much I can say to that.
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Celestial Freeze Lancer!
Oh, really?
Don't leave me!
I didn't pay attention to that fucking attack because I was already dead the first time.
Celestial Runner!
Try harder! My turn!
Leave the charges to me.
Shine. Radiant light. Force of regeneration.
Try harder! Void Flash! Here!
Lunar Corruption! Gemini Hawk! Celestial Runner! Back into the fray!
Escape!
Here, let me help! Celestial
Nice! She did!
Now!
Law, I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life.
it's just her!
Faria! Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The arts she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
We just got
In that
here.
case,
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Oh no, I thought those half
Do you
columns
think
were like
Faria
a chest.
was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, The feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
Where the hell is this gonna take us now? Oh.
What?
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
Flashback.
Whoa.
Anime cutscene? No. Not yet.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, right? It was like RE6. What the fuck is happening?
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Oh,
Finally,
my
we
fucking
begin to
lord.
understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
That vision we saw,
People talk.
it was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well,
That's your grand theory?
Oops.
That we're being haunted?
Clicked on my
Come on,
fucking
Law.
Wait,
my mouse.
he might be closer to the mark than you think.
What
if
did
a
he
person's
say? Oh, no.
thoughts and deeds
I don't
would
know.
somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place?
Kisara basically summed it up, I guess.
And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
More people talk.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns. As well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
What?
Just need a little time first.
That's weird. But okay.
Final dungeon.
Soon, I have to be ready to... I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
That's what it sounds like. No side quests. Alright. Bro, are you fucking kidding me?
We don't even get a
Hold up, you
bonfire,
guys.
dude.
What is it?
What?
I want to look through that room over there. Curious what we'll find.
That's the room
Oh.
you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Botok.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
Trees.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
But is there any treasure here?
I think I can make this work.
Treasures cutscene.
Well,
I guess
can we
so.
make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA.
Yeah.
Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They've re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name,
Volron?
Volron.
There it is.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
Alphen's a GMO.
He's the last one.
Ow.
In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
There's also many subjects between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
But what about the
300 years
winners of the
worth.
crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.